Hey YouTube, this is Denoy, and as you can see, that's not me on the screen. I'm here with Free Agent Man, who is new to vanning, and we're going to be doing our first interview with a fellow vanner. So, without further ado, everybody meet Free Agent Man.
Hello.
Hi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been vanning?
See, probably right now I'm just like sleeping in the van for about a month now.
So you've been in the van for a month, and what kind of van is it?
It's a full size van, and it's not customized or anything. It's just I'm getting ideas from watching other YouTubers on their van builds, and I'm taking it one little step at a time, and eventually it may turn into a full-time thing. Right now I'm just sleeping in it, and because I work like sometimes I have a job, sometimes I don't. I do like a daily pay thing right now, and which may be something that vanners may want to look into.
Yeah, can you tell us about that? How do you even apply for a job like that? Where do you go to get one of those jobs?
I think you can probably look it up on the internet for the area you're in. However, the office I go through is you want to do an application online, and then they'll contact you with wherever the branch location is, and then you go there and then do like a test. They want to find out what kind of skills you have, and then you have to take a test. And then basically the test is about like you're put on a lot of jobs where it's all about customer service, but still, there's some customers don't want riffraff showing up. Like if you have they want someone who's got like a clean background, so you might have to do a background check.
Well, now, do you like Google like daily work, daily pay? Is that what you do?
You can do that. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these places are called People Rady, Labor Finders, something like that.
And the kind of jobs they give you, what kind of jobs do they tend to be?
Some of it, I've been doing a lot of construction jobs, road construction, building construction, and there's also a lot of they have like a lot of inventory jobs or working in retail, a lot of those jobs, a lot of moving jobs, even crap jobs like ditch digging, stuff like that.
And they pay you at the end of each day? Is that what they do?
Yes, most of them.
Most of them pay.
Jobs. There's very rarely that you have a job that will pay you at the end of the week. That's going to be, you're going to be working for 5-6 days. So.
Wow, that's like great. Now, is the pay like okay? What does the pay look like for this?
Well, for a vanner, the pay could be good because most of it's like minimum wage, and then you can get a job where it might be 13, 14 an hour. That's be exceptional for a vanner. However, you might be struggling. It's minimum wage, so if you got like an apartment or something like that, you're gonna be struggling. You're gonna have to maybe watch what your cost is for the month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a vanner, that maybe suit your, if you're gonna be only in the area for a couple of weeks or a month or two, it may be a good way to go.
Do they ask you for like a physical address where you live? Because that might be an issue.
It could be. However, I updated it with like a PO box.
Oh.
And you can do that. You can do that. I had everything going through my PO box.
Do they look for like a PO box for that area though? I mean, like let's say we're here in Brevard, so you would need a PO box for somewhere in Brevard, or do they not really care? They just want to.
No. Because I've met quite a few people who are from Ohio and New York and Minnesota who work with Labor Rady. And they come here and they just,
so they don't have a local address.
Really, yeah. You don't really. I mean, they don't really need a physical address for anything. They just need a phone number that you can be reached at, because that's how they're gonna. That's how you're gonna be contacted. Really.
Well, that sounds perfect, because then like for a vanner coming through or something like that, I guess if they're gonna stay in an area for a while, they could look it up. Like they're gonna stay for a month or two, or even before they show up.
Right. Yep.
Try to get a job lined up already, make sure that they're in the system.
Right. Yeah. Once you're in, like I know the company called Labor Rady turned into People Rady. However, once you're in the system there, that like if you register and you get signed up in like Ohio, you will always be in the system. So you can go to Florida or California, and you're going to be already in the computer.
Oh, so it's like it's not just local; it's actually like a nationwide So if you get into like what's it called again?
It's called People Ready right now.
People Ready. And so if you got into a company like that, then you can actually travel around in different parts of the country, and
Right.
you're actually already in the system.
Right.
So that sounds like a really ideal type situation for a banner who
Yes.
is, going to be staying in a certain area for
Yes.
a month or two or whatever.
Right. Someone who's going to be like minimalist somewhere like
Uh-huh.
that, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds
That
great.
might be something good for them. And I wasn't doing it before I had like a full-time job. And my situation was that before I got my van, I was aware of the movement or the lifestyle, and it was only because I associate with surfers who talked about traveling up and down the East Coast, surfing and living out of a van. And then I work with people who are from like upstate New York or somewhere, and they're talking about how they spent a year or two living out of a car. And I'm thinking, wow, I've never tried that. I've always had houses and stuff like that. And so this is something like new for me. And I'm just getting my feet wet. And so it's exciting.
So you've been doing this now, you said, for a month?
About a month, yeah. And right now I'm just sleeping out of the van, and
Uh-huh.
it's really not it's not comfortable. It's there's no bed in it. It's just I sleep in the back on the floor. And there's carpeting, and I leave the windows open, and there's like no screening. So if there's a good heavy breeze going by, the bugs don't bother me. When the breeze stops, then you're sweating, and then the bugs are attacking you. And so trying to eliminate that is one of the things I'm going to look into in the future. And then like maybe gut the interior and put insulation in it, and then do something like that. And
So
then,
you're going to plan to eventually like build up the van to become like a camper?
well, I don't want to do a camper like a lot of YouTubers or campers. You look at it and they've got like there was an external generator hanging off the back bumper, and battery boxes and stuff like that. That's just not stealthy.
Okay.
I want to have it where I put curtains in my van, but most of the time the curtains are open and you can look right through all the windows and not see anything going on in there.
So it looks like a normal van.
Yeah, and that's where, and I park where I can blend in with other surroundings. Although my very first night sleeping in it was a very bad experience.
What happened?
And well, a friend of mine who lived in his van full time says, well, you want to park it somewhere where you can blend in. And he said, pull into like a hotel or something like that. And so I did. I backed into a major hotel chain. I backed in between two cars, and I fell asleep and I was wiped out. And I woke up because someone was shaking my van. And I looked through the window there, and I could look out the window because of the lights on the light posts were shining through. And I could see two young gentlemen were standing on my running boards, and they proceeded to smash the windows out of a car right next to me. And it didn't set the car's alarm off, but there was a car nearby that the alarm was going off. And so the kids was like, the one kid said, get the cookies. And I'm thinking, what the
Cookies.
what are they gonna steal some cookies for? So so they jumped in, they got the cookies and they jumped in the car and
What, they
took
were
off.
real cookies?
I don't know. I didn't know if they look.
Maybe it's a term that they use for something.
It could have been. I figured they knew who the car belonged to,
Mhm.
and that's what there was something going on, and that's why. All I know is that when they took off, I got up and looked out the window, and I saw two vehicles drive off, and then later on, the owner of the car that the alarm was going off came out, was looking around because I was peeking out the window, and then the cops showed up, and I was like sweating bullets, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be discovered, and this is just gonna be bad."
And that was your first night.
That was my first night.
Oh
And
my
so what I
gosh.
did was I huddled under my blankets up in the corner, and I was looking out, and I could see where the police were shining the flashlights through the windows, and they didn't see me, and I was sweating so bad. So the police left, everything calmed down, and I knew that someone was going to be watching, just to check out the parking lot. And I didn't want to immediately drive off. because then they
You're
would
like, oh,
come
that
after
looks
me.
suspicious.
So I hung out for at least another hour and a half, and then I had to use the restroom real bad. and I didn't have no provisions for that. So I crawled out the back door, walked around the parking lot, looked around for any police, didn't see nobody, and I kind of nonchalantly walked down and got in the van and drove off, and no one followed me. And so that was, and I told my friends, and they was like, "Well, that's just a bad experience." Normally don't have stuff like that happening, but I talked to my friend who suggested. He goes, "No, you don't do that because hotels are normally heavily patrolled." He says you want to find like a condo or apartment complex and pull in and act like you belong there. And it's part of like parking, maybe even at Walmart. You want to pull in and park where maybe where the rest of the people are parked. You don't want to be parked out in the middle of the shadows by yourself somewhere, because in some areas the police are going to target those vehicles. And so that'd be something to take in consideration.
Well, you've actually been stealth camping in your vehicle for like a month, right?
Right.
And you haven't had any approaches from the police or anything?
No, not yet, because I'm not really camping, because I'm just sleeping in it. And although I think I'm spending way too much time sitting in the driver's seat, because I've wore a hole through the the stitching. It was perfect when I bought it, and now it's got a hole in the stitching, so I'm sitting in the driver's seat too long. So but I have like a storage unit that I pretty much got my clothing in, and I keep my food some in there. So I'm looking to do like a refrigerator, probably an AC/DC, because if I'm going to be staying locally, and that's why we can't talk. I can't show the van, because I'm still in stealth mode. I'm still going to be in this area for a while. And I don't know who's watching this. I don't want the authorities to be watching this and they be able to pick me out and then compromise my being stealthy.
Right, so that we're not showing the vehicle because you're still stuck here.
Yeah, I'm stuck here.
Right.
And I'm building up to get the van ready little at a time. And I have a whole lot of other personal belongings and another vehicle to offload before I can get my freedom back, and then I can go and travel like the rest of the banners are doing.
So now, what's your eventual plan? Like your big long-term plan? Like right now, you're stealthing. You're planning on staying here for how much longer?
Until I offload my car and the rest of my belongings, so I be more fluid and then I want to do some traveling in some areas like maybe the Keys, and then maybe go out to Arizona and maybe visit some friends up north. Although I'm not really sure. I think they're just going to be for like vacation type of things. Although I'm not really making enough money for long term out of like the people ready. So I want to get back into a full-time occupation that pays something, and that will give me something that I can start saving money up, and then I can then be more in control of my future and my actual daily activities. Like if I want to work today, I can. If I don't want to work, I can go to the beach, or I can go windsurf on a reservoir somewhere, or something like that. I want to be, because I meet a lot of people who travel around the world, and they're talking about how the Europeans people they spend this much time working and this much time for relaxation.
It's like
Americans
opposite of here.
spend this much time working, this much time for relaxation, and we're all stressed out.
Right.
And I think the only what's the word I'm looking for? The only cure for stress is a lifestyle change.
Right.
I don't think going to the doctor and taking their pills are going to fix anything. So yeah, that's what I'm looking to do.
So you're pretty happy with your decision to do this?
Yes. Yeah, I am. And it was interesting because I kind of had enough foresight that I could see near the future where I may end up like some of these older people I know. They're not getting enough income from Social Security to have an apartment, so they live in a van. And then I meet young people that live in their cars or in their vans, and they're happy with it. And it's not about spending all your money accumulating things that just bogs your life down.
Right.
It's about enjoying your freedom, and so that's what I'm looking to do.
Now, 1 month into this, what would you say was the hardest thing, or the hardest part of doing this?
Probably bugs.
Probably the what? The bugs?
Yeah, probably the bugs. It's like
Because you're in Florida.
yeah, I'm down here in Florida. That it's been mentioned on videos before. What do you do about the bugs? Nobody talks about the bugs. And some people are ingenious. I've seen they put these screens all over the windows and stuff, and I'm gonna eventually get that point. Right now it's been, I've had a couple of nights where the wind would be blowing and be great, and then I wake up and it'd be just stagnant, and the little bugs would be crawling all over me, and so I'm just sweating, and so I'll have to drive somewhere else, and then I'll have to drive, and sometimes I'll drive to where there's like a shower somewhere, and I'll just have to take a shower to wash the sweat off, and sometimes I'm just up, and then sometimes I found I could take this a sleeping aid. It's all natural, and I'll take it, and it'll knock me out, so I don't have to worry about the bugs. But I'm getting bit up. I'm asleep, but it's not bothering me. I'm asleep, but I'm getting bit up. But that's probably one of the challenges right now.
And do you have any tips for people who are thinking about doing this?
Do a lot of research. Watch a lot of the vanning videos, and take notes. And that's what I would be doing. That's what I'm doing now.
And would you recommend this?
Way I see it is we're only gonna have one life, so I think a lot of the people who are doing it, they realize there's too much stress in their life, and they need to make a lifestyle change, and so why not? It's exciting, and you never know who you may meet, and what adventures may come your way.
Yeah, you're meeting Denoy now.
Denoy, yeah, man, right on. Denoy is a very interesting person. I really appreciate Denoy. He's very open and approachable, and he comes over and says, "Hey, you live in your van?" And hey, man.
So, well, free agent man, right?
Right.
It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I sure appreciate you taking the time for this interview. I'm sure the viewers will enjoy this, and I want to wish you a safe journey. And I want to welcome you to our group, so make sure you look it up and join us. We got a lot of resources, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.